the thing that really pushed me to move is that I felt like I got too comfortable. I was so comfortable living my normal check to check life out in New York City because it provided me with it's like the 80-20 rule, right? I was getting 20% of what I wanted in New York City. I was meeting people, I had friends, I had family, I had joy, I had love, I had fulfillment in that sense, but the deeper core of me wasn't happy because I wasn't doing anything. I was working for a big company that saw me as a number. I was disposable. And, currently I still am disposable to that company, but thankfully they were able to get me over to this coast. And I called my mom one day and I was just telling her, and I was crying, and I was telling her, like, I really feel like I'm trapped. I felt a sense of entrapment in the city, even though I love the city so much. I that's what I eat, live, and breathe. That hustle and bustle has been a part of my life all my life. But I felt a sense of entrapment because although people were telling me that they could see great things for me, I felt like the opportunities were not there. They weren't presenting themselves for me. So I had to let go of my attachment to New York City and expand in order to become the person that I am today. And that's why I sit here before you telling you about Let Go to Grow, because I really came to the realization of what let go to grow is when I cut my locks in September after moving here and being here for almost a year. Because even though when I moved out to LA and everything started to be more open, more receptive, and my opportunities started to open up because I had let go of past things that I was holding on to, worrying about if friendships would disintegrate if I moved 3,000 miles away, like there's not FaceTime or something and we don't have phone calls. And I had to let go of those fears. My dad was like, don't go, there's no water. And he just let go of all of these doubts that other people were trying to put into my mind, because I knew I had a deeper purpose. But I have to open myself up to those opportunities in order for those opportunities to be available to me. So when I decided to cut off my locks in September, I realized that I had to let go of things in order to grow into the person I was becoming. My locks for me were a time period in my life where I was really discovering who Kiara is, really discovering the power that I have as an individual to see the greatness that every individual has and be able to pinpoint those things to them and let them know, hey, you can really do this. And people may have been telling you, no, you can't, but you can really do that. The locks for me were blocking me from being fully seen as me. Everyone started to comment me on my hair. I became Goldilocks. I became Dread. I became Gal. Anything that was just not Kiara or Keys. Like I hated that. I started to really, really hate that. And I wanted to know if people would love me for me. And so I had to let them go. And I called my mom and I called Mike, and I had like probably 30-minute long conversations with both of you guys before I really decided that this was something that I wanted to do. And when I did, both of you guys responded incredibly well, saying, yeah, that's it. You gotta let it go. And when I did, I felt so relieved. I called up Giancarlo. I was like, yo, we gonna make a movie. It's gonna be called Let Go to Grow. And you're gonna film my transition from my 4 years of locks and what that had accumulated, this confidence that it built in me, cutting that all off in order to go to the next level in my life, in my path, in order to open up more doors of opportunity for me in my life. And that is what has happened, literally. Once I started to embrace that whole feeling of letting go to grow, things just really started, the pieces of the puzzle of life started to really just fall into place. And now I have a corner. Before I had some scattered pieces that I was like, all right, this may be the layout. I may have an edge over here. I had something over here. But now I feel this quarter filling up ever since I've been here and ever since I've embodied this thing. And I'm not talking about let go to grow of like, just like your family and things like that. There's relationships I had to let go of. There is fear I had to let go of. That's my biggest one. I am a fearful individual And we all are. And fear is a normal, natural emotion. I'm here to tell you that fear is natural. And you need to feel fear, but the thing that holds you back is that fear. So if you don't act on that fear and act on that intention and try, you're just going to stay fearful.